what's up, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer55551, and I am back with a political My 2 Cent video. Now, I normally was not going to do this one, but this one sort of caught people's attention today on the news, though, and that has to do with Clinton's emails again somehow being shown in, though. Now, I've pretty much have heard this all day and it's started to dissect all the information and kind of give my take on it. And I know some will think I'm being biased or not, even though I support Hillary Clinton, though. I am going to come out and say that I'm not going to be directly angry or at the FBI. I will admit that they are doing their jobs. If I were to come out and say, as a person who supports Hillary Clinton, if I were to come out and criticize the FBI, then many will view me as like being, that's a double standard being played out, because we saw how the Republicans shouted foul when they announced that they were not going to charge Hillary with anything in July, though. All right, and I will kind of admit to some degree the FBI director was kind of sort of in a tight spot, because on one hand, if he chose to wait to announce this after the elections, Republicans would have gone after him saying that you withheld information and all. But if he announced it, though, Democrats will be playing as that you're siding with the Republicans and so on. So it was a no-win situation, and I will say the FBI has to do their job. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I'm not going to change anything like that or say they shouldn't or do anything like that. They have to do their job, okay? With that said, though, after reading a whole lot of stories about it, though, I'm not panicking. I'm not panicking or anything, because there's a lot of information that has started to come out now throughout the day that points to that this isn't basically like they're reopening the whole email case. Again, I never worked at the FBI. I could be completely wrong. Some are going to say I'm being biased or saying, oh, you're a Hillary supporter, so you're always going to say that. But the thing is that we are learning now throughout the day, though, that this has nothing to do with the WikiLeaks or the email case, though. I mean, this has to do with the issue with Congressman Anthony Weiner, who got busted for basically, I think, sexing, or I think that's what it is, to a 15-year-old, which, don't get me wrong, he should be busted for that. I'm not going to argue against that. I don't care if he's a Democrat. If he got caught doing that, and he should be arrested for it, though. And if his wife wants to divorce him, that's fine. Yeah, she has a right to do so. So I'm not defending what he did in any way. So don't get me wrong on that one, though. But there's no denying to me that this is another cloud over Hillary, and I think this is an issue. This has been sort of an issue, though, and she's had a hard time trying to win people's trust. And I know that this, if you already hate Hillary, this is not going to change your opinion, though. Okay, if you are for Hillary, again, this is not going to change anybody's opinion. But I just don't think. It's not, to me, it's not as big as a deal to a certain degree. I'm not saying it's not a big deal that the FBI shouldn't investigate it, though, but I just don't think I just don't view it as a giant bombshell. Again, I could be wrong, but I just don't see it that way in any way, though. As according to some of these articles, though, and again, I'll have a link in the description, though, it's basically said, this is basically what the FBI director said in terms of in the letter, though. Again, I'll have a link in the description. You can read it yourself and you can make up your own conclusion, though. In previous congressional testimonies, I referred to the fact that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI for short, though, has completed its investigation of former Secretary Clinton's personal email servers. Due to recent development, I'm writing to supplement my previous statement, though. Alright, it continues. In connection with an unrelated case. In other words, basically saying this has no ties to, the email case back in July, though. The FBI has learned of an existence of emails that appears to be permanent. Again, apologize if I'm not saying the word correctly. Again, I'll have a link in the description. You can read it yourself, though, to the investigation. I am writing to inform you that the investigation team briefed me on this yesterday, and I agree that the FBI should take appropriate action, appropriate investigation step designed to allow investigators to review the emails to determine whether they contain classified information, as well to assist the importance of our investigation. It also says that although the FBI cannot yet assert whether or not this material may be significant, and I can't predict how long it will take us to complete this additional work, I believe it's important to update your committee with our efforts in light of my previous testimony, though. Now, in other words, according to this, though, it's saying that the case is not being reopened or anything like that, and it doesn't sound like there's going to be adding any bombshell or any information. Again, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see what comes out of it, though. So I'm not going to say, I could be completely wrong, but I highly doubt that there's going to be any more information. But one thing for certain is that this did not come from her private server or anything. This came during an investigation into, again, Congressman Anthony Weiner. So apparently some people are jumping aboard that this is basically they're continuing the investigation, when it doesn't appear to be any evidence showing Clinton withholding information. In fact, what makes it even more interesting is that basically, in fact, Hillary came out earlier today, though, basically saying that the FBI should release the full and complete facts of her email review, okay? Which, here's the thing. Say what you want. I know I'll probably be criticized because I'm a Hillary supporter, though, or anything. But if Hillary is truly a criminal, as some of these anti-Hillary, pro-Trump people like to say, though, then why is she coming out basically saying, release my emails, or get it out there already. Get it out there right now. I mean, if you're hiding something, no sane person would not do that, though, okay? So I'm not buying the argument that she's going to get locked up and going to go to jail for this or anything like that. I think at this point it's highly unlikely, though. I will say that this is going to be another cloud over her, make no mistake. And with 11 days to go, we'll see how this impacts the race or not. But in my opinion, though, I don't think it's the bombshell that Donald Trump wants people claiming that it is, okay? Again, I could be wrong. I never worked in law enforcement. I never worked at the FBI, so I'm just somebody on YouTube giving my own opinion. So I could be completely wrong, but again, that's how I'm taking it, though. And as always, I'll have a link to some of these stories in the description, though, and you can read it and check for yourself. And again, these are my opinion. But what are yours? Do you think this email story is a big deal? Do you think it's not a big deal? Do you think their FBI's onto something, or do you think Donald Trump and his supporters and those on the right are blowing this way out of proportion, and it may not be as big as a deal as many people claim it is, though? Anyway, sound off on the comment section below. Let me know what you think, though. And again, I appreciate if you hit the like button. I would really do, although that's your call, though. And I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I kind of mix it up with game related and other stuff outside of it, politics, this and that, though. So anyway, hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Anyway, this concludes a political my 2 cent video, though. It's evening in Southern California, so I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that will be soon. But until then, from Southern California, I will see you again. Alright, and you guys have a good evening, though. Bye!